this video, we'll be going over the Unit tab here in this menu. Let's get started with the sitemap. If I click the sitemap, it brings me to a page where I can see the map of the facility that I've created. If this is your first time logging into the software and you haven't done any of your data entry yet, this page will be blank. And you'll need to first create your unit types or sizes and also your individual units before you'll be able to create your sitemap. Once you've created both of those things, you can go to the Edit Layout button here, and down at the bottom of this page, your different units you've created will be listed here at the bottom, and you can click and drag and position them on the map. The sitemap, like other places in this unit tab, has a few things that are worth noting. First of all, you can see that the different units are different colors. There's a legend here at the bottom that explains each. For instance, the blue would be rented units, the pink would be reserved. You can change the different colors and their meanings by clicking this Change Unit Status button, and you can customize it to whatever you'd like. Anywhere you are in the software will show the unit and the status color. So let's say you have a customer who's late, then wherever you are in the software that shows the unit, it'll have that unit as red so that you're aware that that customer is late. That applies to the other views that we'll be looking at under the Unit tab. For instance, if I go to the Grid view here, the Grid view lists all of your units by their unit type or their size. So these are all the 5x10 units, these are the 10x20 units, and as you can see on this page, they all have the same colors as we saw on the sitemap. From any of these screens, you can also click on individual units. So if we clicked on this number 7 unit, we can see its size, the pricing options, the status is available. If the unit is available, you can rent from this page. You can also delete a unit if you created one incorrectly. So that would be this disable or delete button. You can also edit the unit. So let's say I created this number 7 and it was supposed to be a 10x20. I can edit that and update the unit quite easily from this screen. So the Grid view, as I just explained, shows everything by size. If we go to the List view, this lists everything by unit number. And so you still see the sizes here and the status, but it puts everything in numerical order. I skipped over this Unit Types section. Let's go to that now. This is where you would create your different sizes that you offer at your facility. You would do that by this New Unit Type button in the top right corner. You don't need to worry about the name. It's an optional thing. Most people don't use it, but what you do put here will show up on the website. So let's say that this unit is a climate controlled 10x10 and you want to differentiate it from your other 10x10 units, you're welcome to put that here. We'll put 10x10, and I'm not going to include the height, so I'll just put a 0 in this field. The description will also show up on the website. So let's say you don't want the climate controlled being listed next to, well, as the title, you can include that down here in the description area. This is where you would also list your different pricing. So let's say for your 10x10 units, you charge a $25 deposit. And let's say your price for the unit is $50. You don't charge tax, and then you can also change whether or not it's insured or if you offer insurance. This climate controlled 10x10, and I haven't created any units for it, but this is the pricing. If you want to change this picture that shows up on the website, you would do that from this edit screen. You would choose a different file. Otherwise, the default picture will be this blue one. This edit pricing column, or this pricing column, is where you can create discounts. Let's say that for this unit, I give them a month free if they sign up for a year. So I can put this as a 12-month plan, and instead of being $600, I'll put it as $550. Manager only means whether or not this will show up on your website. So if it is manager only, and I put yes here, that means that it will not show up on your website. Only you as the owner or manager can see this. this different pricing plan, and you can add that here. Let's move on now to the new unit. I can input the name of the unit here, say it's a number 1 unit. I can also change the size. Let's say number 1 is a 10 by 20. If, say, my 10 by 20 unit is under construction, I can list those notes here, and there's actually another page I'll show you in this list. This notes section is where you can print a list of your units and their different notes. I'm going to leave this as available so that later on I can rent it to my customers, and I'll go ahead and I'll create this unit. From this page I can rent it directly to a customer. If I didn't mean to create it, I can delete it or change the size by going to the edit. Let's move on to the field settings. As you can see, I've already created a field setting here. This is if you have special information you want included when someone creates a unit, one of your managers or you yourself. Let's say, for instance, that you have combination locks on each of your units, and you need to have that combination code listed with the unit. So you could create that field setting here, and maybe you will require it, maybe you won't. And when you go to create a new unit, notice how that option is down here. So you can include that code or that key so that any manager who logs in can see the combination lock. The last item on this list is the notes section. This view will show you the different notes. It can be organized by the unit or the unit type, so you can do it by size or name. You can also organize it by whether or not it's a late unit or if it's been rented or reserved. This page is also able to be printed or downloaded as a CSV as a report. And so if you need a list of all of your units that are under construction or something, you're welcome to print out this page. That is the unit tab.